Batman, on a level, you could be the greatest individual in football history.
We are back with another video, 1 week off. And listen, we are back with a bang because of Monday Night Football provided us with some quality entertainment. I can't even deny it. Gary Neville, Jamie Carragher, they're all is top quality. And I have got a better panel than Sky Sports today. I'm joined by Ty and Biz. How are you two doing?
I'm blessed, man. I'm happy to be on. Obviously, I had a little 1 week break, and then Gary Neville and that came through, gave us some content to talk about, and big up Mikel Antonio as well. Saved my fantasy football team this week.
Well, go on, yeah, man. All good, man. All good. You know what? It's just a shame Van have coming on off the back of a disappointing draw. It would have been nice to come on after the 5-1 win, but it is what it is, man. We're here, though, innit?
We are here. Let's get started straight away because of yesterday's comments by Gary Neville. Gary Neville did a comparison between the first 99 games of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and the first 99 games of Jurgen Klopp. What do you think of that? Like, do you actually think they have a similar pathway kind of thing? We'll start off with you, Ty. Let's see this.
Boy, like, I'm going to be honest. I'm a Man United fan, yeah, but I'm also a football fan. I don't really think that we can look into this comparison too much. Obviously 99 games is 99 games, but I was in a chat with my boy earlier, big up Mark as well, and he said it's the same way you look at people comparing Ronaldo to Nani in their first 100 games. Of course, Nani was 21, Ronaldo was 18. Ronaldo was not the finished article then. And I think it's the same when you look at Ole now and Klopp. Look at the team Klopp took over, right? I actually went and done a bit of research here. Look at me coming like a nerd, yeah. But Klopp's first game, right? He had Moreno, Sacco, Skrtel, Klein, Lucas, Emre Can, Coutinho, Lallana, Milner, and Origi. Now, for me, I'm so sorry, but on the bench, Texeria, Jerome Sinclair, Jordan Ibe, and Joe Allen. Now, for me, that is, over the teams we've watched growing up, that is a very, very poor Liverpool side. Like, don't get it wrong. They challenged us in 2009. Obviously, they won the Champions League and so forth. But we're talking about a Liverpool team that had Mascherano, Gerrard, and Suarez and so forth. I don't really think that comparison stands for me. I think
didn't that Liverpool team challenge literally about a year before that?
What, with Brendan Rodgers?
Yeah.
Wait, can you see this right now? Can you see the screen?
A bit. Yeah, I can see. I can see it. Yeah, I can see it. Okay, you say that, Biz, yeah, but if you look at it, right, they had Suarez, Sterling, and Sturridge. When you're comparing that to an attack, yeah, of what I just said, Origi, Lallana, and Milner, yeah, and Coutinho playing in midfield, I think you take, how many goals are you taking away from that? That's like 60, 50 goals probably between them they nearly could take away, like in that whole package. And I just think, like, with Ole, these 3 years, he's had a better squad. He's had better players. He came into a squad with Paul Pogba in the starting 11. I think I looked at it, Martial, Rashford, Luke Shaw. We had Lindelof. And I know people might say, oh, it's a bit steep. But still, Eric Bailly, Juan Mata was still a bit younger than Fred. He had a team that he could work with. I feel like Klopp came into a job where he had to do basically a complete rebuild. And obviously, we're going to get to it. But he done that by selling Coutinho and investing in the right areas. So for me, I'm not buying the 99 comparison, man, because at the end of the day, like I said, Ronaldo and Nani, completely different wavelengths, but people want to say Nani's stats are better, but that doesn't make him a better player.
Yeah, like looking at this Liverpool squad, yeah, I didn't know it was this bad. Like, I'm seeing people like Christian Benteke, Sturridge. I like Sturridge actually. Origi, Danny Ings, Jerome Sinclair. Like, I don't even know who the guy is.
Yeah, he was meant to be sick, and now he's gone from football.
I'm looking look at these Liverpool.
Sorry, scroll up a little bit. Let me see the defense.
Klein, I actually like Klein. Enrique Colo Torre at 35, Dejan Lovren, Joe Gomez who's 19, Sacco, Alberto. Yeah, this guy.
Yeah, Colker, you know.
Now I'm looking like Brad Smith, Connor Randall. I don't even know who the guy is.
Like, and even look at the keeper as well. Let's be honest, the keeper Mignolet, not great at all, flappy.
And you want to look at United squad?
Go for it.
Yeah, run for it.
Wait, let me try getting it up. Because the United squad, yeah, like, don't get me wrong, it's not as obviously the squad that we know today, but it's still not that bad, kind of thing. So David De Gea, Lindelof, Bailly, Jones, Pogba, Alexis, Juan Mata, Lukaku, Rashford, Martial, Smalling, Lee Grant, Jesse, Pereira, Rojo, Fred.
So many experienced players there, man.
Young, Dalot, Herrera, Romero, Shaw, Fosamenta, Valencia, Fellaini, Matic, Darmian, Garner, Axel, Scott, Pereira, that goalkeeper guy, Chong, Mason, and some other dead players. other than Angel. That's my guy.
Look at that. I don't know. For me, that is a much more experienced squad there. Can you imagine what? Okay, like let's swap it around. And as much as I like Ollie, imagine Ollie with that Liverpool squad.
It's a struggle and a half, boy.
There we go.
A struggle and a half. I have to admit that.
That's why that's why I'm not buying that comparison. What I kind of like the comparison is not fair because Jurgen Klopp took over literally nothing. People, I think yesterday I said something where it's like Gary Neville kind of ignored the spending it, and someone replied, and I said something about the inherited squads, and someone replied, "Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had a harder rebuild." Do you agree with that?
What than Klopp?
Yeah, that's what someone replied to me.
Nah, and the reason why I'll say that as well is because I looked at the net spend of the teams over the years. Obviously, with our net spend now as a total is about 314 million, I think. I think Liverpool's maybe up to 100, maybe might even be less. However, if you look, Liverpool have notoriously, even over the recent years, apart from buying the Van Dijk and Alisson's, which we know funded from the Coutinho buy, they don't go out and spend big money. They're still struggling now to try and get rid of players like Jadran Shaqiri for 9 million to Lyon. At the end of the day, Man United have always, as much as we go on about the Glazers, if we want to go and get a player, we will invest and go and buy a player. There you go. So what, 30 million? Okay, right. In this whole time now, in them 3 years, 30 million net spend. We had 340 million, and that's in Ollie's present time now. So for me, Liverpool's rebuild's harder because they haven't had the finances available. They've had to be selective in the market to get the right players for that squad. And the thing is as well, it's not like Man United. How I break it down is Ollie and Van Gaal and Mourinho have had the fortunate position of, if the Di Maria don't work, okay, we'll ship him out. If Ibrahimovic don't work, okay, we'll ship him out. If these players don't work, we'll ship him out. Liverpool are not really that type of club where if a player don't work, we'll just get rid of them and then we'll invest it in another big player. They don't buy big players all the time. They buy and it's got to work for them. And luckily with Salah, Van Dijk, I'm just trying to think who else.
The thing is though, but Liverpool have had experience of not having great recruitment strategy from the 90s when they outspend everyone. Them in Newcastle and Blackburn were the high spenders. And again, in the noughties, they were the high spenders right up to 2010. So they already had that experience. So that's why they took that different approach when Klopp came to not do what they'd done in the past.
Yeah, but if you look at the squads though, you got to be honest and say that Liverpool's rebuild has been harder.
Yeah, 100% that.
Like it has, and I think you could even touch on it, yeah, because if you look at,
I don't think they were in a position where they were forced to be in a title race. I think their fans were like, all right, listen, like, bruv, they were literally nearly liquidized like 5 years prior to that.
Exactly. So do you think, so then that clearly shows that this comparison between Jurgen Klopp is not right. We should be comparing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to the Pep Guardiolas of this world kind of thing, innit? Because they kind of have a similar spending to us and not Liverpool kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I think Jamie Carragher kind of said the same thing about that.
Yeah, he said, why are you not comparing it to City?
Not had a long-term manager out there within that period of time.
All right, just quickly, yeah, I think after today's stream, I think that's when that kicks in kind of thing, innit? The bits and stuff. So that should be sorted after today. But someone said different owners and boards from the 90s to now. What do you think of that? To your point there, Biz.
What's that? They got different owners. Yeah, it's because obviously they nearly got liquidized, didn't they? Literally like 5 years prior. I think it was 2009, 10-ish times when they had Dalglish came back. And then obviously they sold Torres and that's when they got in Suarez and Andy Carroll.
Andy Carroll, wow.
Yeah.
Andy Carroll. Like, even for me, right, I'm looking at, so Klopp arrived, 2015, 2016, or the one after, what summer was it?
2015, 16.
2015.
I think he came in mid-season, didn't it?
That's it, October, yeah. So that summer, they signed Benteke, Firmino, Klein. So in his first window, he signed Sadio Mane, Giorgio Wijnaldum, and then other than that was Loris Karius Klavan. So
if you kind of deep it, do you think Brendan Rodgers was unfairly fired then?
Well, where did he leave Liverpool?
I think the same position that Klopp finished that season. I think around 8th or 9th position.
I'm looking at who was United's first signings under Ollie. Harry. Okay, so his first one was the Harry Maguire, Bruno Fernandes, Wan-Bissaka, Daniel James, So the total was about 211 million. So 78 million on Maguire, 56, 49 on Wan-Bissaka, Dan James. But in terms of obviously the names, and you look at the signings, Sadio Mane, Giorgio Wijnaldum, they went for a more midfield attack. We kind of went for 2 defenders and a midfield. But the scary thing for me is the jump from Liverpool's 3rd season to when they signed Van Dijk. I think when they signed Van Dijk and Salah, they finished 4th on 75 points. After they had a year, here we go. Yeah, 75 points. There you go. In his 3rd season. In his 4th season, when they had a year to settle, look at that jump. That's a 22-point jump in the league when they've had a year to settle. So when I'm looking at the signings, that was the year they got the signings that kind of took them to the next level. People knew that they needed a goalkeeper in Alisson. People knew that they needed Van Dijk in the centre-back. They knew that they wanted Salah, who was going to provide goals, because, you know, Mane, very hard-working player, but it doesn't guarantee 20 a season. For me, we've now signed 2 players that we imperatively need in that position, which is right wing of Jadon Sancho, you could say on the left wing as well, and so forth, and then a centre-back in Varane. Now, looking at our points, 66, 74, what should we be looking at as an expectation? Because what bamboozled me, and I think Neville got wrong, right, is he says, I think we're still short. But if we go and sign Harry Kane, he's saying that we can get to the 90 and 95 point bracket. Now, I don't believe that's possible. I don't think even with Kane, we're getting that. I don't know what you guys think, but he's acting like Kane is the make or break to challenge for this title.
You know what I think?
I do understand Kane would make a major difference, but you still can't ignore the fact that our midfield is just not up to scratch. And you can't ignore that to just sign Harry Kane. It's not going to work, is it?
You know what I think it is with the Harry Kane thing, yeah? I've always said this. Harry Kane guarantees you probably 15 to 20 goals a season, innit? Yeah. And having a striker like that will hide most managers' deficiencies in a way, kind of the goals that he's going to score. So I do kind of hear what he's saying, but saying that Harry Kane is going to make us have a 22-point jump, I think that's just ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
For me, I think Carragher said something about the managers. I think that's the main difference right now.
Say, for instance, obviously Martial didn't have the greatest season last year. So if we had Kane last season, I think we breathed down Man City's neck, at least. So I understand where Gary Neville's coming from, but again, does it hide the managers' tactics and preparation?
It's a hard one, because I understand that Kane would help us, right? And I don't think it gets us to the 90, 95 point bracket. But when Neville then said, well, if City sign Kane and Grealish, then we're even further behind. And then we have to respond again. I kind of stopped in my tracks and I was thinking, do you know what? If City do get Kane, you know they've got a solid defence and they've got goals now with Grealish and Kane. It does put us further down the pedestal. So it's hard. Big up, Yuma. It's so hard to bridge that gap. However, I don't think this is the summer. I think we wait, we get rid of Cavani, and then we get Haaland. I think we get Haaland in next summer. But I still don't think that if we get Kane, where's the service coming from? At the end of the day, let's look at this game on Southampton, right? And I'm going to be honest about it. Us Man United fans, including me, got a bit excited when we played Leeds and we beat them, yeah? 6-1. Play them again, and it's 5-1, yeah? And the bottom line is, you then play Southampton on this weekend, and I'm going to just say it clear. That was Manchester United. That was reality. That is the bottom line of it. The Leeds game was a dream game because they play our style. We then go to Southampton and we have the same problems where we go 1-0 down, where Ollie said you can't go 1-0 down. We go 1-0 down, get back into the game, right? And then it's like, right, let's kick on from there. We play well for 10 minutes after that, and then we go flat. And it literally, like me and Bains are saying off air, it reminded us of last season. And at the end of the day, that comes down to the midfield. We could not take control of the game. Southampton were better than us in the last 20 minutes. So we could have had Martial up there who got no service, really. We then had Greenwood, who kind of scored from a bit of a nothing situation. Pogba laid it to him and he scores. But then what did Greenwood get for the rest of the game? And
I said this here. I think we created nothing in open play.
Nothing.
Other than that,
nothing.
No, I didn't. Bruno's header. There was a Mason header that was a mishit.
But in open play, that was most of it was just crosses coming in.
That game. There's enough chances to win that game, though.
Yeah, but then you could kind of say the same thing. Like Southampton could have won the game with Adam Armstrong scored.
But they had 2 chances compared to our 5 or 6.
No, but in open play, that's what I'm saying. In open play, I think we create nothing.
Yeah,
It was literally just set pieces, corners, or just something like that coming in.
exactly. And this is where I go back to Gary Neville's point. We sign Harry Kane, and all of a sudden he thinks we get to 90, 95 points. Well, how does Harry Kane score goals when we can't even create chances for Mason Greenwood or Anthony Martial over 90 minutes against a Southampton team that had Salisu, who, yes, he was good in the Liga when he obviously he's come up, he's still young. And then you've got, come on, Jake Stevens, centre back. Stevens, I'm not going to lie. The guy is the type of player that I'll catch on a Sunday league down the road. Like, literally, that's how it feels when you're looking at him. Jake Stevens, right? Or Jack Stevens. I don't even know his first name. I think it is Jack. And that's what worries me. It's not about getting Kane to bridge the gap. At the end of the day, we know we need that midfielder. But the ultimate point is what Carragher's saying. We've got 50 million plus players in different positions. We have backed the manager and spent 300 million. Why should we not be challenging for the title? And that's what basically Carragher's getting at. Do you know what I mean? And you can't really compare Klopp to Solskjaer in terms of that. The only thing I can compare is that Klopp did lose his first 3 finals with Liverpool, which was the Football League Cup, the Champions League, and the Europa League against.
But even you see the Europa League, yeah. You know he got to the Europa League final in his first season.
Was that his first season?
Yeah, the Europa League final and the League Cup final was in his first season.
Oh, raw!
That's the most impressive thing about it.
I didn't know that, you know.
Kind of thing. Yeah. So you're literally there for 6 or what, just a bit more than 6 months, and you got to the 2 finals kind of thing.
And they kind of gave him. They didn't really get onto him when he lost them, to be fair, because they were more.
Moreno had absolute stinker in the Europa League final. I think it was.
Yeah,
the League Cup. Let's be honest, they probably played someone like City. I can't even remember.
It was City. It was City.
Yeah, there you go. You don't really expect them to beat City with that squad, with probably zero of his signings at that point, or maybe 1 or 2 at most.
100%. It's definitely it's 17-18. That's when they signed Salah, Van Dijk, Chamberlain, and Robertson as well. Actually,
on their way to that final, the Europa League final, they did knock us out of it with LVG when we had LVG.
Oh my days! And that was when Coutinho scored, isn't it? This is what I mean.
That little dink, innit?
Yeah.
Wow.
Varela.
I don't. The thing is as well about Liverpool as well. It's not even like this. They've reinvested the money. That's the key for them. They've actually got it right in the recruitment structure. I think they're one of the best clubs at selling and buying. And it's the fact that when they sold Coutinho, who was a massive chink in their armor when they won 40, he left. They actually reinvested it into multiple different areas. And then 3-4 signings have massively worked. They're still there now. They're still performing now.
Yeah, the 2018-19 net spend is incredible, man. Obviously, I know they got rid of Coutinho, but then they got Van Dijk, Alisson, Oxlade, Shaqiri. Am I missing anyone else? There was 6 signings, weren't they?
Yeah, 17-18, Van Dijk, Salah, Chamberlain, Robertson, and then the year after that was
Robertson was the year before, wasn't he?
No, the same year. No, Van Dijk, Salah, Robertson, and Chamberlain all the same year, 17-18, and then 18-19 was Alisson, and then Fabinho and Keita.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Well, I've got a question. Yeah, you see how Gary Neville said the Harry Kane thing. Say if we do sign Harry Kane, do you think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would win a title competing against Tuchel, Klopp, and Pep?
No.
Because what do you think? Because you two are still Ole in, isn't it?
I think he breathes down man's neck, bro. Like I said to you, like Martial's 16 goals shy of the season but before. If he has them 16 goals last season, we breathe down Man City's neck.
I'll be honest, I still disagree. I still think a manager plays a massive part in how the team set up, innit? Because for me, the biggest
the football we play wouldn't be nice to watch, but I think we'd get out of jail a lot more with Harry Kane in the team.
But then that's kind of just relying on the players and not. For me, the biggest problem with Ole is.
But that's what everyone says Ole does, though, isn't it? He's just individual brilliance from players, isn't it? So.
But then you're kind of admitting to that, then.
Huh?
You are kind of admitting to that it's just all about individual brilliance, then.
Not really, but I'm saying obviously having Harry Kane, it would obviously it's obvious, isn't it? Harry Kane's going to get you 20 to 25 goals a season, like an extra added goals to what we've had last season. We would have been much more closer in the title race than what we finished.
I've got another question. You think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's time at United or success, according to most people at United, has been done by like hypothetical situations. Because people keep saying, people keep saying,
or if we get this, or if we do this,
if De Gea didn't miss a penalty, he would have won the Europa League, kind of thing.
I just think, like I said it before, because you did say it, like I'm Ollie in at the moment. However, that game on Sunday, he got completely wrong and I was fuming about it. This is the season for him. Like, the bottom line is, we come second last year, right? And I know people could say, oh, we could still have a good season, finish fourth, and we're like 5 points off. That's what Neville was trying to explain, because obviously he's signing the Chelsea and Liverpool back with Van Dijk. But the bottom line is, we finished second last year. And we've now signed a centre-back who's world-class, won 4 Champions Leagues. And we've signed a proven winger who will guarantee goals and assists. So we're not worse than last year. We are better than last year. So for me, we have to be challenging for a title and winning a trophy. Ollie's obviously got a 3-year contract. I do believe that he needs the next 12 months. And at the end of the day, if we don't see an improvement this year, we have to go for another manager. I think it's simple as that. As much as I like him and I want him to succeed, I think there's big things this year, which will be like in-game management, using the squad, winning the games that we didn't win last year, improving the home form. There's a few things that he needs to tie up on, and this is the year. He ain't going to get... Put it this way, we've seen Man United sack Van Gaal and Jose Mourinho. These are proven world-class managers, right, who came in and won a couple trophies, but we're trying to be a bit more of a quick fix. Van Gaal with a passing approach, Mourinho with sort of just hire and fire approach. He wants to just come in and you want to get trophies immediately. We saw how Spurs tried doing that. Manchester United sack managers. Let's not get it twisted. I'm not buying into this 3-year contract. It's to help players who come in and also just to give some players there currently that stability. However, if Ollie doesn't deliver this year, he is going to be going next season. I'm not trying to get into that period now where I'm just settling that we come third and then, we come second and that's just normal. I want to be back winning titles. And the players you've got in that side right now, they want to be winning titles. And I'm going to end it with this on that point. After the game, Paul Pogba, what did Jeff Shee say to him or whoever it was? How does it feel to, be the unbeaten record? I don't care about that. I want titles. If you want the best players at your club, you want to be winning titles as a football player. No one cares about any away unbeaten record. Get me?
I hear that. So what, see, it's an interesting one, yeah? What would it take Biz to be Ollie out?
What would it take me to be Ollie out?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Boy. Obviously, if we had, a major capitulation, we didn't get top 4 and... Literally, if there was no progress, if I didn't see so you take 4th right now, would I take 4th right now with Ollie? Nah, I wouldn't. But I'm just saying, if he
gets 4th, would you keep him in his job?
Depending on how we finish 4th. Say, for instance, we finish 4th and we're 8-9 points off top, then I can be do you know what? He is gradually getting there, and everyone else around him. The managers around him that he's competing for, he's not as good as them, is he? So, where he is, he's doing all right. But obviously, everyone wants. Obviously, as for Man United fans, we want more in it. But for what Ollie is, I think he's doing all right.
When you say for what Ollie is,
yeah, exactly. So you kind of know Ollie ain't good enough then, if it's for what Ollie is.
No, I think he is good enough for the job, but I just feel like at this given point, he hasn't got the full ticket yet, if you know what I mean. So he hasn't he needs that midfield, and I think once he gets that, and once he has a balanced outfit, then I believe that he can win the league.
But this guy has literally spent 421 million. We're going into his 3rd full season now.
Yeah.
You just can't be if, buts, and maybes on Ollie right now. He has to be there or thereabouts to make for the title, in my head.
Still got
manager gets this much. No manager gets this much patience.
But okay, right. We've just signed Varane and Sancho, right? 2 top players. If another team signed them, we would be if Chelsea signed them, if Man City signed them, if Liverpool signed them, we would be damn, do you know what? They've made very good signings. Surely, with them 2 signings, that should put us... So look at Liverpool. So that Liverpool window we're talking about. You got the Van Dijk, Salah window, yeah? 2 massive signings, whoever it was, and Andrew Robertson as well, yeah? we could say that this window is a bit similar to that because Sancho and Varane are two big additions currently right now that replace massive deficiencies in our side. Forget Dan James. We've got Dan James out, Sancho in. You've got Lindelof out, Varane in. They're big statements. So for me, there is no reason why we shouldn't challenge for the title because the bottom line is as much as we need a defensive midfielder, which we'll probably get to because someone asking who you think we should buy and stuff like that. This is Manchester United. If I'm gonna sit and use the excuse at work with Statman, with Biz, with Mandem at the park, and say, "Oh, we're not gonna win a league because we haven't got a defensive midfielder," I feel like it's a bit of a bullshit excuse because I feel like we've still got a good squad. That why can't we challenge for a title if we've got 10 other men on the pitch that should be good enough to beat 17, 16 teams in the league? Like I feel like basically, is the DM role the only reason that we're giving Solskjaer a bit of leeway this season? Do you get what I mean? Like if we've got a DM right now, what other excuse can we give Ollie? And that's my question for you two.
There is no excuses. The guy spent 421 million. Even the players that he has, because this gets me angry, yeah. Because you see, even at the players that he signed, because everyone gives Ole Gunnar Solskjaer credit for the turnover in the squad. So he's clearly signed Donny van der Beek. I think Paul Hurst, a United journalist, came out the other day and said Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has the final say in every single signing. So that means he had the final say in Donny van der Beek. This weekend, we wanted a goal. He brings on Scott McTominay, yeah, instead of Donny van der Beek, who's had full preseason. Scott McTominay, first of all, is not 100% fully fit. The guy's not even been picked for Scotland because he ain't fit. But we want to bring him on instead of Donny van der Beek. Like this is where you have to question Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's in-game management. It is shocking.
I'm gonna have to back Statman on here. As much as I ride for Ollie, my head's hot now. Like my head, I already know we're not beating Wolves on the weekend, and we're going into the international break stuck in the mud, and we're going to be at least 5 points off top of the table. The bottom line is right.
How can you change?
No.
That quick.
I'm not saying I'm Ollie out. No, I'm not saying.
No. I'm not saying you're Ollie out. But how can you last week, after that 5-1 win, saying, do you know what, we have a massive chance of winning the league?
Because I actually said to Bains, I admit it.
We're going to have many of these performances this season, and
we're gonna have plenty.
Yeah, but then would you not say Ole Gunnar Solskjaer not learning then if we're having the same performances as we did last season? Because now we've added the Sancho and the Varane to this now. No, but say if it's like the similar rate to last season kind of thing. Like last year, I think we had 11 draws. I think it was the third most in the league.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I just think for me, the Leeds game was a dream game. This is what I was saying to Bains. The Leeds game was a dream game. Southampton last week was a reality of Manchester United playing the Manchester United way. This is what we are at the moment. We struggle to break teams down, and in that in-game management, as much as I love Ollie and I do want him to succeed this season, and then the jury's out, is that his in-game management was absolutely poor. Like Statman said there, you've got McTominay, who he said before the game's only fit for 20 minutes. You've got Donny van der Beek, right, who played with Matic in the game against Everton in the pre-season friendly before. We won 3-0. They look quite comfortable together, a left foot and a right footer. He goes to Fred and Matic, who cannot play together. He brings Sancho on, which I understand we all was happy with that signing. But okay, it didn't work.
But when the lineup come out, though, like Statman, were you happy with that lineup?
Listen, I said no matter what, everyone's going to be unhappy with the lineup, innit? Because we have so much depth, and someone's favourite player is not going to start. I was happy that you rotated.
Didn't you tweet out that I'm happy to see Ole?
I said that. I'm happy that you rotated and played Nemanja Matic and Fred, innit? And Martial bringing him in. But then at the same time, his in-game management was still shocking.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I agree. Like Van der Beek, this is what I'm saying, Biz. Like, why when you got Scott McTominay who's fit for 20 minutes, you got Van der Beek who's played a whole preseason, you know that he's more likely to unlock a key or allow Pogba to still play on the left. He brought Lingard on in the 85th minute to put Pogba back in the deep role, and Pogba's our most creative forward right now, and he's the best player on the pitch right now.
First of all, Lingard had COVID last week. Lingard might not even be here. He might not even be here by the time this time next week.
Like, I'm so interested, Biz, and I said to Bains, I haven't actually spoke to you about it, but surely, what are your thoughts on Ollie that game? I actually want it because I'm intrigued to know if you defend him or if you actually think, do you know what? Like, I'll big up Nara, my boy's got COVID as well. I hope you're getting better, my brother.
Yeah, I think maybe the timing of the subs were a bit questionable, but I don't think the subs were bad. I feel like you're bringing on attacking, like Lingard's an attacking option.
Oh my
Maybe if that had come maybe like 10 minutes earlier, then Maybe, but I think like the timing of the subs weren't too bad.
So Lingard.
No, sorry. I think the timing of the subs were bad, but I don't think the subs were bad.
So you think them subs were Lingard coming on and putting Pogba back in?
Sancho coming on for Martial was the right sub.
No, that's fine. That's fine. But we're talking about right. The 10 minutes after that, we had a little spell. Then it went bleak, and that's where you should.
And McTominay had a great game the week before.
But he was injured though. But he wasn't fully fit though. And you don't bring on McTominay to go get a goal.
Who else? Well, you know what? I can't remember who was on the bench. Like it would have already been Donny van der Beek that would have made.
Yeah, and he had to come on. I thought he started against them last year and actually had a decent game. He had to come on.
Maybe he just don't rate Donny. That's all.
But then why would you sign him then? And it's not about not rating him. Give the guy a chance. The guy started 4 Premier League games last year. There's nothing more Donny van der Beek to do.
I don't know what Donny's done. I don't know what Donny's done, innit?
Because you see with Donny van der Beek, what more do you want from the guy? He had a good pre-season. He's bulked up.
You still see that team.
There's no excuses.
No, but bruv, we're arguing about Ole's decisions, bruv, but we're not even talking about the individual errors on that pitch that was happening continuous throughout that game.
I hope. Well, we're going to touch on Maguire.
Out of the 11 players were under par.
Wait, fine. When that many players are having a bad game,
we've not even mentioned that. We've not even mentioned how many times Fred was giving away the ball and Matic holding on to possession for far too long. We've not even mentioned that yet.
Fine, man. When 7 out of the 11 bad plays, which I think is lenient, because I would say 9 out of the 11 8 out of the players had a bad game. Yeah. Would you not have to look to the manager? Because how can that many players have a bad game and you can't sack You can't sack 11 players.
Yeah, maybe I am quite concerned of the drop off from 1 week, from smashing it. Well, I'd say 2 weeks because obviously we had the pre-season game and we looked good against Everton, and then to have that performance on Sunday, yeah, that is pretty concerning.
And secondly, I
don't get it. I don't get it. What do you want him to do? Go on the pitch and tell him how to make a final pass, bro? He's gonna get his basic errors wrong. It's not. It wasn't like it was a tactical decision that was wrong. No, fine. Listen, errors wrong. If they get it right, we win that game on Sunday.
Listen, he's seeing the midfield lose possession 21 times for Matic and 16 times for Fred before he came off. Yeah, he's seen that. And he still doesn't bring on Donny van der Beek in the pivot who can actually hold the ball and is very, very tidy with it. He looks after the ball very well. He wouldn't lose the ball that many times. I can guarantee you that.
Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool. All go 1-1, 55 minutes against Southampton away. Who wins that game? All them 3 sides. We did not win that game. I'm telling you now, Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea all win that game when it goes 1-1 in the 55th minute. We didn't. And obviously, Ollie is partly to blame because 100% them subs, I just don't want to see. I love it. I love it.
1-0 down against Southampton last season. Early on.
No, I'm not right. Forget last. I'm talking right now this year. I'm talking this season. I don't care about last season. Cavani even coming back and scoring 2.
Wait. Let me go. I've got a question for Biz here. I got a very good question. Biz, who would you trust more with this squad? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Jurgen Klopp?
Obviously Klopp, man. Come on.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Tuchel.
Stupid. Obviously Tuchel. Like I said, this is what I'm saying to you, bruv. If he finishes 4th at the end of the season, it's not bad, is it? It depends.
What do you mean it's not bad? We finished second last year.
Yeah, but bruv, you're just saying, bruv, all these managers are better than him. So you're expecting them man to finish ahead of us then?
No, but listen, I think this squad is better than most of these teams. Though.
Pep Guardiola's better than him. Klopp's better than him. Tuchel's better than him. So what?
But listen, this is the difference. I think our squad is better than most of these squads. I think our squad's better than Liverpool's squad. We should be finishing above Liverpool. But you want to say but we have to finish 4th because Ollie's not as good as Klopp. Then sack Ollie if he ain't that good.
Right. I don't know, bruv, man. I don't know.
Listen, you know Ole Gunnar Solskjaer ain't
the season. I knew this was gonna happen.
But this ain't listen. This ain't just about this season, yeah. It's about last season as well because we've seen the same mistakes.
Every game is gonna be questioned now.
The comments are
no. I want to know, yeah. If we beat Wolves on Sunday, are we gonna come back here next Tuesday? And are we gonna say that? Oh, they got it right, Maybe.
Listen, that's giving credit where it's due. Then,
or is it just gonna be do you know what? Individual brilliance.
Listen, if Ollie beats Wolves and depending on how we play, then that's giving credit where it's due. I've always said I'll give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer credit when it's due, but right now he's getting it wrong. He's not learning from the mistakes that he did last year. So I'm going to criticize it.
I don't know, bruv, man, because we always
listen,
say that he
wait,
don't make no sub early. He made the sub directly after we scored the equaliser.
But you just
He
said the
brought on
subs
Sancho.
are too late.
Yeah, probably the last one, I'd say. That Lingard sub was a late one. I think that should have just been a double swoop sub with him and McTominay.
Comments are killing me, man.
This entire season is just going to be me and Biz going at it.
I love it. Keep me in the middle here.
I knew this was going to happen because I said, you know what? Funny enough, Statman's not doing a show last week after we win 5-1. My man would have come in there and sang Ole at the wheel last week, you know?
But listen.
Listen, funny enough, no show last week, innit?
Listen.
No show last week.
If you want to say that, did I have a show? Listen, did I have a show on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday?
No, I'm joking. I know.
I literally couldn't do it, otherwise I would have done it.
I know.
I got tears.
Don't use that excuse. Listen, I'm there every single week on Red Talk when I can. No matter what, how bad the result is, no matter how good it is. So I'm just using that as an excuse.
But we the players just weren't good enough on Sunday. Sometimes you have to just look at
what about the manager?
On the pitch. You have to look at the individuals on the pitch, bro.
But I want to look at the manager as well.
Bruv, Maguire looked like Greece licking down again, fam. How is that happening, bruv?
Maguire was shocking.
Look like the Luke Shaw of 2 years ago. How come, bruv, there was
so you're saying Ollie's making the players worse?
Yeah, bruv, he's definitely making the players worse. He told them to go out there and make hella mistakes, bro. So he made him look worse. Yeah, of course.
At the end of the day, do you know what? It just epitomized Manchester United. The bottom line is, right, that performance there, what you man have said, is what we're gonna have throughout the whole season. We go to Wolves away, right? Yeah. Yes, they lost to Tottenham. Did you man watch the highlights? Adam Atrayo was on fire. Jimenez is still finding his feet. They're gonna cause us problems. They've got Ruben Neves.
They've had 42 shots in 2 games.
42 shots in 2 games. This is not Wolves, but this is the new Wolves, by the way. This is not Nuno's Wolves that have 2 shots in 1 game. Listen, Neves is going to be up against us. If we needed a trial of what we need, this is going to be the game on Sunday because he's going to be up against McTominay and Fred. Let's not get it twisted. We know McTominay and Fred are coming back into that midfield. Pogba's going to be left. Bruno's going to be central. Sancho is going to be right. And Greenwood's going to be up top. Martial's going to be on the bench. Cavani's going to be on the bench 100%. This will be another test for us to see if Ollie can get it right because this is the type of the game, 65th minute, Usman could be sitting, it's going to be 1-1 or 0-0. And we're going to have to make changes to adjust into the game. At the end of the day, right, this thing pisses me off, because you get man on Twitter that are like, oh, it doesn't matter. It's only like the first game of the season. They all matter. Big up Aaron United as well because I saw him put a tweet out. They all matter. These 2 points dropped, these 3 points dropped here. They all add up at the end of the season. We cannot afford now to go into that Wolves game.
Not a place where United always go and win.
Wolves, we struggle.
Well, so you're making excuses. Wait, Biz, come on, man. Don't even try and making excuses for Wolves now.
I'm not making excuses, bruv. I was vexed that we didn't fucking win on Saturday.
Biz. We draw. We could already be 4 points behind in 3 games, going into the international break. If Chelsea or Liverpool win, I don't think that draws, That's if Chelsea, Liverpool win. Manchester United, we're saying, forget 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. We want to be in a title push. Now, I could talk to Statman and you right now and say, right, we're 4 points behind Liverpool and Chelsea after 3 games. They have to drop 4 points for us to capitalize. Now, for me, I see us dropping points just as much as they do. Have you seen our run from October the 2nd? Yeah, right.
Yes,
we've got
this is why I wanted us to win
Newcastle, West Ham. After that, we've got Everton, Liverpool, City, Chelsea. We've got the top 8 apart from Watford. These are must-win games. We cannot go into that run and even afford to drop more than 3-4 points. And we've already dropped points against Southampton. Let's be honest, Everton just punished. Southampton were poor against us. They got their chances from Harry Maguire playing daddy long legs. Bruv, it's just dumb. I'm pissed off. I can't lie. I'm not getting over this game because I'm not going to see us beat Wolves. I'm going to be vexed for 3 weeks. I'm going to be on here vexed. I'm trying to keep it cool. But I'm sorry, that wasn't Ollie. The game was there to be won. Man City, Liverpool, and Chelsea all win that game on Sunday. And as much as we can say it's the players as well, the subs were wrong. You bring on Van der Beek, I'm sure we create more chances than the one we created in the last 30 minutes. Lingard coming on, dropping Pogba deep. If I could get Ollie on this podcast right now, I'd be like, why have you dropped Pogba deep when he's got 5 assists in 2 games, more than anyone has ever got in the league? It was baffling, bruv.
But you need a goal, bro, off the bench. Who's like?
So why are you gonna put Pogba deep?
But bro, why? But why are you gonna bring Donny on for? Donny's scored one
Because
goal
he
for
played
us.
in a pivot in pre-season with Matic and played very well,
Yeah,
and he can.
And Donny can create chances.
Bruv,
as well.
he's not been fantastic, has he? He's just been okay. He's not going to be a game changer, is he?
Bro, he can pass. He can retain the ball. In the last 20 minutes, we had none of that. We had none of it. Tell me in the last 20 minutes what we created. Nothing. Donny van der Beek would have been neat with a little 1-2. He's getting a little try. He would have done more.
That's what we think, bro. We've been thinking that with Donny the whole time, bro.
Yeah, but we've always seen a tiny
I know
Donny.
Donny hasn't had the chance at that much, but when he has, bro, he hasn't been great.
When does he barely gets a chance? Bro. No, but listen. First of all, let's.
He hasn't been amazing, bro.
Let's look at the season.
No, one second. And if he had come on, bro, and he was next to fucking Fred for that rest of that game, Fred who was just giving away the ball cheaply, and Luke Shaw who couldn't be asked to run in the last 5 minutes was playing at walking pace. Tell me, bro, is Donny going to really make much of a difference?
For me, if you're a player and you see Donny coming on, then man play with him on the training ground. We've watched him enough, yeah, in regards to playing at Ajax. When a player comes, yeah, Ajax, I hear it. But when he comes on, I feel like players like Bruno, players like Pogba will think, finally, someone that has an IQ. When you're bringing on McTominay, let's be honest, he's a bit of a boxer and just get on the end of things, man. We're not scoring. We're just not scoring. It's not. It's 2 points dropped. I'm sorry. It's on the players and it's on the manager as well.
Yeah, I agree. Fully agree.
Okay, so what do we expect now going into this Wolves game then? Because let's be honest, we don't have a great record against Wolves. I watched us at Old Trafford against Wolves and we drew 1-1. We know Wolves are going to cause us problems. They're going to play with a back five.
Our second team last season.
Yeah, forget last year. Nuno's farewell in that. Yeah, they're going to play 5 at the back. They're going to have Neves and Moutinho probably in there, and they're going to have Ademar Jimenez and Trincao. Now, how do we beat Wolves when, let's be honest, probably I bet on chances conceded, but Bains will probably know they don't concede a lot of chances. They don't concede a lot of goals. How do we beat Wolves, Biz?
Same team that beat fucking Leeds.
So you played Dan James against them?
Dan James.
Oh my goodness gracious me.
Obviously not, bruv, innit? Bruv, do you know what? You could put out the same team that played on Sunday. You put out the same team, bruv. You want a level of performance, innit? The level of performance dropped from the first week to the second week. So you need to be picking it back up. And that's, like Statman said, 9 players underperformed. I don't think there's much the manager can really make on the touchlines to change when 9 players are playing terrible.
But isn't it a concern that 9 players underperformed? Because then you have to be looking at the manager. What are you working on in training? If 9 players are underperforming,
and I don't want to. There's no excuse for these players here because people say, "Oh, it's early in the season." When you've just beat a team 5-1, you should be full of confidence. So, to be honest, mentally, you should be on it, ready. Sunny pitch, no weather conditions. Southampton away, yes, their first home game of the season. But for me, that Southampton team on paper was poor. Like Gineppo, yes, he's
I had them down for relegation.
Yeah,
Romeyu, Ward-Prowse, you got Walcott on the right. Do you know what I mean? He's still just running up and down. Daniel James, he's just the older version of Daniel James. You've got Che Adams, who, a bit of a hold-up man, and you've got Adam Armstrong, who's come from Blackburn. We're Manchester United, man. But do you know what? I don't know for me, but when Martial didn't score that header and I see Harry Maguire getting dispossessed by Armstrong in the first 10 minutes, I thought this is one of them days. When your captain's not even doing the basics right of controlling the ball and passing it out, I'm sorry, but I know we haven't touched on Maguire, but I'm sorry, I have to say he was shocking. He was dead, absolutely dead. And for me, if you got Varane sitting on the bench and he has another shocker like that, because let's be honest.
And Fred and Matic, bro, let's not forget, Fred stifled about 3-4 well-worked pattern attacks in that first half. Was atrocious, man. Like, I understand that he does a lot. He's energetic in that midfield. He covers a lot of space. But, bro, the basic errors was just happening. Was just
so Fred was bad in the first half and only going to social wait until the 76th minute to make a sub.
Yeah, it was
a job.
So Fred was bad, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer waited until the 76 minutes to take him off for McTominay.
Same thing at PSG, and then paid the price. Done the same thing, but literally instead of a red card, it was the performance. He done exactly the same thing. Left him on the pitch. Why?
I don't know. Bro.
I don't know.
It's
For
the
me,
same way I
it
could
would-
ask I could say where I could ask why did Martial miss them 2 sitters against PSG in that same game?
yeah, it's easy to say, but for me, even technically, right, we've seen Matic and Fred play together as a team, yeah, a few times. Hasn't worked. They're 2 left-footers. So for me, I don't even get why he went with the 2 left-footers anyway. If you're going to play Matic, then play Van der Beek next to him. If McTominay is only fit for half an hour, maybe play McTominay for 45 minutes. At the end of the day, he send Fred McTominay. I agree. I prefer Fred over McTominay. But as a pivot, you got to... This is what we said 2 weeks ago was on Statman's show. It's about pairings. If you put Fred over Neves, he probably looks better because he can do that doggy work and just give it to Neves, and Neves can control the play. When you got 2 left-footers and Fred and Match's legs are gone and he can't control the game, you've literally got
weeks ago,
no midfield.
man was screaming out Matic is all right, bro.
I've never screamed at Matic.
I'll be honest,
he's
me,
only 31. He's still got a couple more years left in him.
Not me.
Look how old
I'll be honest. I still think
Fernandinho's 36 and he's running around.
I still think Matic should be used a lot more.
No, it's
let me finish here because I still think Matic can be used a lot more than last season. Because last season we were literally playing McFred every single game. There was no excuses for that. As I said, I don't care that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer started with Matic and Fred because I don't mind the guy rotating. My biggest problem is when he saw it wasn't going right, react. Because great managers are proactive. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is always reactive.
He made a positive change, bro.
He waited until the 76th minute to change the midfield and bring in McTominay.
I still think 15 minutes is enough to go and win the game, though, against Southampton.
Do you know what? That's a great point. Down there, Matic done. What is right? We don't have a midfielder right now. Ollie is sticking with his 4-2-3-1. If we want to challenge for a title, what is our best pivot? Because we're gonna have to talk about this. Also, because I right now don't think we're gonna sign a midfielder because Lingard, if he was gone, we will use the funds. It looks like West Ham are gonna sign Vlasic for 30 million. So it looks like Lingard is here to stay. Now, Ollie's not going to change the 4-2-3-1. So what is our best pivot? If we want to be challenging for the title, is it a fixture thing or do we actually have a pivot?
It's a fixture thing. Listen, you pick the players that you think are going to be best for the team that you're facing in my eyes.
Like that comment says, Matic isn't a bad player. You can play at least 10 to 15 games. But, bruv, we need someone to do 38 games. Matic's let them expire for a long time. Them gone, left him.
But say if you play a more possession-based game, do you not think we'll see a different match?
I'm done with Matic. I'm sorry, man, but like even I know, okay, he probably played 60 minutes and should get jagged, but in the last half an hour he could not run at all down that left channel where they kept getting attacks in. I just think the basics are since 2015 we have never replaced Michael Carrick. Manchester United have not controlled a game that I can remember since 2015. Honestly, like people say, our best performance last year was Leipzig. Let's not get it twisted. Leipzig were dominating us on the ball until the 70th minute, and we just blitzed them with 4 goals in the last 15 minutes. We do not control games. Man United play well in spells. So for me, it's got to be a fixture thing. We're gonna have McTominay and Fred back in there against Wolves on Sunday. It's a no-brainer. But for me, we're missing.
And Donny played well against Wolves last
time. They did. I don't see.
I'd like to see them be given a go.
I think as a pivot, that could be our best pivot. Matic and actually Van der Beek, especially in terms of possession. In terms of possession, I'd say.
But that's the football everybody wants to see, but everybody wants to see us dominate. And Matic can only play 10 to 15 games a season. So which is the reason why we're having to use McFred continuously, because we don't have that single pivot CDM that can control a game. We don't have it in this
but listen, Biz, you're acting like we have to have one centre midfield pairing, and that's how we keep it for the entire season. We can rotate, you know. There's certain games where McFred works, let's be honest.
Didn't Ole rotate at the weekend, fam?
Exactly, I give him credit for that, which is why I'm saying I'm not too fussed on who plays in the pivot if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer thinks those 2 midfielders are right for the opposition. I'm fine with that. But if it's going wrong, change it. And he fails to change it time in, week out, every single time. We saw it last season. That's the biggest problem for me.
But let's go to right. We could talk about Ollie all day, yeah. But let's look at backroom staff, right? You had Mikel Arteta at City, who played an important part in that player relationship thing.
Whenever I say Ollie, I also mean the entire team as well, because they're all shocking.
Michael Carrick, right? This is what baffles me so much. We're linked to Saul Niguez today, yeah, who I hope goes to Chelsea because I don't believe we really need him because we've got enough players in them sort of roles. But the bottom line is you've got Michael Carrick, who was the best at the... Michael Carrick is exactly what we need. 15 years ago, we need Michael Carrick right now. Michael Carrick coaches these players. He watches these games. How does he not highlight or see what we need? That is what baffles me the most. As much as Ollie admits he's a man manager, he picks the side. Carrick with McKenna on the coaching setup. We do not control games. We don't have anyone there can take the ball from the back four and open up play or give us composure. How has Carrick not even highlighted that or said, do you know what, Ollie? Maybe try this because this could work.
Ty, fine. Carrick may have not highlighted it, yeah? We can clearly see the team are not playing to their capabilities. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has the ability to change his coaching style. He has the ability to bring people in. The example that I always use, you see Steve Bruce, the guy brought in that Graham Jones guy towards the end of last season. Newcastle were a lot better. It's as simple as that. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer chooses the coaching style. If he sees Carrick, exactly. Yeah, but we'll see how he does in it. So far, let's be honest, it's the same thing.
Saying 2 games in, bro.
Exactly. But he could have changed. He could have changed it last season because last season we saw Carrick and McKenna weren't working. You don't need a blindfold on to see. You could have a blindfold on and you could see it weren't working.
I just
obvious.
think
like me and 15, man. Obviously, we do the youth team podcast, and we were saying maybe McKenna should have just stayed with the youth because he had unfinished business, and I think he made the step up a bit too early with the first team. And
just like Ollie made the step up to United too quick.
Wow, you know. But
am I lying?
I'm content with Ollie, man. I think, do you know what? For the approach we took, the Mourinho and Van Gaal, we had to go for something different because we went for 2 big managers. If it wasn't Ollie, and we were going to go for a different approach, there was Roberto Martinez, people could say. There was Marco Silva. I remember some people on Twitter were saying, oh, they liked him when he was at Everton. We would have gone for someone who was like that anyway. So I just think we've gone with Ollie, and Ollie was always fighting.
Within the 2.5 years that Ollie's been here, what manager would you think would have come in and like smashed it for United off the go? Like no messing about.
This man right here. I think Carlo Ancelotti does a better job than Ollie.
I don't know.
Do you
think we do? No, but I think they do better than Ollie. You see what I don't like here. You know how everyone says we got 2 world-class managers and it didn't work. Just because you have 2 world-class managers and it don't work, don't mean you don't bring in another one. Yeah, that's the biggest chance you have of improving.
Yeah. If we went back in time, then obviously looking at managers available, if Ancelotti was available, then obviously the realistic one was Pochettino. We should have just gone for it because he was the coach, he was good with youth, and he would have brought us stability. But I'm not here to kind of look on the ifs and buts because when Ollie did take the job, we're living in, this is the thing about football, and even everyone in the comments, us lot, we live in the moment. Last week I was buzzing because we beat Leeds. Next week I'm fuming because we draw with Southampton. When Ollie got the job, we had just beaten PSG 3-1 away. Who wasn't fucking happy?
No, but I think we also lost the Wolves. Did we not? Around that time? Because for me, you know when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got appointed, I think we should have waited until the end of the season.
Yeah,
that's what I kept saying.
Yeah,
that's what the biggest mistake was for the club. That was the biggest mistake for the club.
Definitely. At that given time, when he did get the job, I was like, do you know what? Fucking hell, you fucking deserve it, man. Like, literally, where the club was, I didn't even see us winning a game like comfortably against anyone. The way Jose had us set up, it was so bad. So when he came in and just like literally just turned it around, literally, I was gassed. Everyone else was gassed. But like you just said, Statman, maybe that decision should have just been waited until the end of the summer.
I think it should have been. I was there at Ollie's first game when he got the job, the full-time job. It was Watford at home. Okay. And we laboured to a 2-1. Like, the atmosphere was great before the game, don't get it twisted. But, you know, in regards to the performance and the initial reaction, you expected United to go out and beat Watford. You know what I mean? It was Watford. Let's not get it twisted. And we laboured to a 2-1 win. Martial scored. And Decore ran the game. And I was just like, it was the game when Luke Shaw played that wicked assist. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I was there. And I was just like, do you know what? Like, maybe we've pulled the gun too soon. And I completely agree with Statman in terms of that. If we could go back and maybe just burst the bucket for Pochettino, then we'll do it. But because I think the board and, you know, some of the people closely associated to the club and even the pundits were like, do you know what? Ollie's getting this factor back in. And we felt like we hadn't had it for so long because Ferguson had left in, 2012? It'd been like 5-6 years since then. It just felt like Ollie gave that good feeling back. And it was kind of like, do you know what? We've tried with world-class managers. Now let's try with Ollie. However, what you've realized over the time is that just being a good man manager and good at having relationships don't win you trophies. You've got to have that extra cutting edge. And in Europa League final, we saw that. We could always go back
I think man management we can even like criticize right now. Because the treatment of Marcus Rashford last year was absolutely disgrace when he needed the injury. Donny van der Beek's another thing.
Yeah, I agree, and I think now this is the season, which is probably why I'm so in the middle of you two. You two are like the bread, I'm like the sandwich in the middle. Is that this is the make or break year for Ollie? You've just signed a Varane for 50 million. You've just signed a Sancho for 80 million. You've got Pogba, Bruno for that. Like if all our players are fit and you put our starting 11 out on the pitch against other teams, there's no reason why we shouldn't be challenging for the title. I look at our left back, better than City's, probably the best other than Robertson. Look at our centre-back partnership. Would you, man, say our centre-back partnership is probably the best in the league? I would. Varane and Maguire, if they work together, I would. You got Wan-Bissaka.
I think Van Dijk might be better.
Okay.
Yeah.
I said it the other day. I think Van Dijk and Matip are the best centre-back partnership in the world when they're fully fit. I think Matip's that good.
Wow. In the world.
Matip is serious, bro.
He's underrated. He's underrated. He's underrated.
I think Joe Matip's incredible, you know.
Yeah, he is.
He
is. He's just injury prone, isn't it? That's the only thing that.
If he stays fit, and then our right back, you could say like he's up there, but he's not the best right back in the league. And then you look at Pogba, Rashford, Cavani, Bruno as a 4. They get in a lot of size, or they're up there in them conversations. The 2 positions that Man United fall short on are probably in that pivot or that one holding midfielder role. So for me, that's why we have to challenge for the title. We cannot go on this season with the excuse of we haven't got that defensive midfielder. City could say the same about a striker last year, same about a left back when they're playing Zinchenko. And this is why it's getting to the point of Ollie where it's like, okay, you've got them 2 players now. You're going to be tested on your actual job. It's all good getting the players and, saying to them, oh, this is our project and so forth. His first test for me was that Sunday and he failed it. Let's not beat around the bush. The first test for Ollie this year was the Southampton game and he failed it. Now he's going to have plenty more of them to come.
What's the second test?
Say again?
Wolves. What's the second test? Wolves on Sunday.
I genuinely believe that Wolves will be a test for us. I do, even though, but technically we should be.
We're just going to just be on him for every game now.
No, not that.
Listen. No, but I do agree. You have to be on him. He's Manchester United manager at the end of the day. If he makes a mistake in a game, you criticize him. If you get something right, you praise him.
Man. What if, we get through that run in November, and we get to end of November and we're 8 to 12 points off top by the end of November. What do we do? What do we do? Because that is possible, by the way. If you look at the run, let's not get it twisted. That is possible. What would be the situation for us then? Because yes, we're saying give him 12 months, but if I look at that run, I would not be shocked if we're 8 points off the top, 12 points or 10 points off the top come the end of November. Real talk.
You see,
I think we were that time last season, weren't we?
But this is different with Varane and Sancho. This is different.
You see another thing here. You see this 8 to 10 points at the top, all this November run. We need to realize, you see every other single team in the league. They're playing all the other 19 teams as well. We may have a difficult patch, but every other single team in this country is playing those same teams in the Premier League. So I'm not using that run as an excuse either. Whatever happens at the end of the season, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would have deserved it. If he's not good enough, then he's not good enough. And I think he's not good enough straight away. If he's 8 to 10 points away, I would sack him straight away.
Yeah, that's my question. Would you not
I
move
would
early?
I would have sacked him after the Europa League final.
You would have sacked him.
I would have sacked him after the Leipzig game.
No,
but it's true.
You would have sacked
after the Leipzig game would have been the most sensible solution to everything.
To be honest, I reckon you would have sacked him after the 2-0 Burnley defeat at home before we got Fernandes.
Nah, Leipzig game for me. When he went out, you had to sack him then. I think that would have been the most.
So around them times there, you were still willing to give him a little time.
Yeah, because during that time, as I always say, see, with Ollie, I think for the first season, it's calm in it. He's a new manager coming in. The second season, he finished, what was it, 3rd, I think it was.
Yeah. It was that season I'm on about.
Do you know what? By Christmas, we're going to know if this guy's going to stay in the job. I don't think we're going to have to wait long. I generally don't think we're going to have to wait long because the pressure from external fans in the stadium, the demands with the players you've just signed, and the board saying, you know, we've backed you. When you look at that 400 million in 3 years.
You see with the sacking him thing, yeah? You see if Jose Mourinho is Manchester United manager, do you think Gary Neville says the things that he did say yesterday?
Yeah, he was saying it when Neville Jose was in charge. He was saying stupid things like United are better equipped to go and win the league than Liverpool. I think that was a season of 19.
Wait, do you think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is protected in the media then?
Nah.
You don't?
Nah. No
You don't
way.
think he's protected in the media?
No way, fam.
Who, Ollie?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think he's protected.
Come on.
In what way, bruv? Only
Listen, half the
only
media
by-
is just
only
full
by
of
the
his
United-
friends. So he's protected in a way.
What the ones that's on BT and Sky and that?
Everyone. I'm talking about most pundits. The only
What
real
about the
pundit I've
ESPN
seen
guys
criticize
and
Ole
that?
Gunnar
Craig
Solskjaer.
Burnley and all them, man.
Yeah, but
Talk
guy's
sports
just a
and that.
pundit, innit? He's not. I'm
Oh,
talking about
that's
those
what I'm saying.
ex-pros.
No,
Those
we're not doing
ex-pros
that.
pundits.
No, you just said
Because the only
media,
player I've
bruv.
seen criticize Ole
You
Gunnar
can't
Solskjaer
just
is
pick and
Robin van
choose the
Persie.
media, bruv. Like, you just said the media. In general.
So you don't think Ole Gunnar
bruv.
Solskjaer is protected in the media as a whole?
No Man United manager ever is. Just the truth, though, bruv.
Come on, man.
Look how Van Gaal was treated like a cunt, bruv, by the media. Bruv, they were coming up with stories about United speaking to Jose while he was still in charge. Man, don't remember
Exactly.
that?
But we don't see the same stories on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, do we?
That's because we're not talking to any other managers because I feel like the Glazers are happy with him.
Yeah, but most of the time, reports can be false anyway. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the most protected guy in the media.
Protected, you know.
He is. How can you deny that?
Man? Last year, bruv, you had Tim Cahill and Ian Wright and them man saying Arteta is a better man. If Arteta was at United, he'd be doing.
I'm talking about the United pros.
things.
I'm talking about the United pros because I
All
guarantee
right, so the
you.
United. All right. That's
Oh,
cool.
so what? So
United.
when you are you saying like Rio Ferdinand, like Neville and that, and Hargreaves?
Yeah, of course they're gonna be, bruv. You're not gonna slash
Exactly.
the president,
Then it just proves the point.
Shouldn't be.
But they
I
should be
think
unbiased.
they are. Yeah, they shouldn't be biased.
Yeah.
But I think
No,
if you're
of
talking
course they're
Hargreaves, Ferdinand, and that Neville, 100%. Look at Neville trying to already. Neville went on a golf trip with Harry Kane, and now he's talking about Man United sign Harry Kane. We get 95 points just because he's his best pal. And he's trying to engineer a move for him because he's probably not going to City. Bollocks.
Yeah, this probably makes more sense. I wouldn't say protected, but they don't put pressure on him. I do agree with that. Because you see, for example, Roy Keane. I remember there was a point in last season where Roy Keane said, if we don't win a trophy, he has to go. I haven't heard the same things.
Roy Keane says it.
Also, Roy Keane did say he deserves time.
No, but I also remember him saying, if you don't win the trophy, he has to go. Last season. Where's the same energy going right now? Let's see what. Obviously, has Roy Keane really done any punditry since the Europa League final?
Well, for United games.
No, it's only been 2 games. It's only been 2 games this
So
year.
let's see what Roy Keane has to say, kind of thing, innit?
And do you know what? The funniest thing is we're actually on Super Sunday on Sky at 4:30, so he'll probably be on the panel.
Bring back
slow
Evra, man. Bring back Evra because Evra talks
Yeah,
real.
Put Evra in the coaching
Evra
staff.
ain't been on since the 6-1, innit?
This is true as well. I think Owen Hargreaves is one of the best pundits out there.
Brilliant. Big up Hargreaves. What a player as well, by the way.
But I think that's because.
Yeah, but Hargreaves done the dirty and went to Man City. There's no love there.
No, but you have to. No, forget that. As a pundit, he's actually very, very good in it. Because I think he played for Bayern Munich as well. Like his schooling of football is kind of different to the same.
When you watched the Carragher Neville thing, like when you watched it for the first time, Biz, did you watch it earlier? By the way, when I sent it to you, yeah.
Yeah, watch back. Yeah.
What? Who did you naturally think was right, or did you think both
Carragher.
points?
I think Carragher's right, but I understood what Gary Neville was trying to say.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I do, especially with
the
so investment.
Going back to the title, yeah. You think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will finish 4th this season?
Nah, I don't think he'll finish 4th. But if he does finish 4th, then it's not bad as we think it is. Because
it's not.
Like I said, them other managers there, they're better than him, innit? They should be finishing above.
Do you not think that's a problem then? That we're looking at Liverpool's managers better than ours, Chelsea's managers better than ours, Man City's managers better than ours. This is Manchester United, the biggest club in England.
Brendan Rodgers is a better manager than him as well.
I know.
So Leicester should finish 4th.
No, because you have to look at the squad as well. This is Manchester United we're talking about.
I still think we're going to be in the title race, bruv. I'm not like throwing my toys out the pram after 2 games.
Wait. Another thing as well.
I still think we're in this title race, but the team is not complete, innit? It's the most balanced it's ever been. It's been since 2012, but it's not complete yet.
Another thing, yeah. Because everyone, all these Ollie inners, yeah, all just give me the same thing because I look at Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp, season 4, had won the Champions League.
Well, give him to the end of the season, not 2 games, fam.
Oh, okay, so you're saying he should be finishing around 97 points and winning the Champions League this year?
If we can win the Champions League, we can win the Champions League.
How about 97 points, bro? We've won all our league titles and we've never even hit the 90 points, I don't think. In all the league titles that we've ever won. And I think in the last couple of years, the point total to win the title has been a lot higher, innit? It's not going to be that this season because there's going to be 4 teams going for it.
So, but
look, in the top 4 than it's ever been.
But minimum, yeah, we're expecting the Champions League then, yeah.
I think we can get to 80 between 80 and 85 points.
But are we winning the Champions League, biz?
Oh, I don't know about that one.
But then
the Champions League
the logic,
it's a tricky one, bro. It depends who we get.
But then the Klopp and social logic don't work then.
Why Champions League? So what if he wins the league then?
Yeah. That's calm as well, isn't it?
I think we can win the Champions League. I'm honest. I think we've got a better chance of winning the Champions League than we have winning the Premier League. I think over 38 games, we get found out more than the other teams over 38 games. However, I think our team over 2 legs, no away rule as well. I think we got goals in us. I think we can beat teams over 2 legs because teams. It's weird in a league, right? Not everyone's fighting for the same thing. You've got Chelsea, City, United, Liverpool, all fighting for the league. You've got Leicester's fighting for the Champions League spots. Then you've got the Everton's, Arsenal's, Spurs, you could say fighting for the 6th and 7th, right? Teams like Southampton, they're there to survive. Crystal Palace, they're there to survive. So when you're in the 70th minute, like we were the other day, their impetus is not to go and win. They bring on Ibrahima Diallo because they're content with a point because they're playing Manchester United and they'll rather win their home games against Brentford and so forth. When you're in the Champions League, right, you haven't got room to try and get a little draw here and there. When you get, it's about who scores the most goes through. That is the bottom line. As much as people say clean sheets and so forth, of course they help. Whoever scores the most goals goes through. So we're going to have teams that play us that are going to have to try and score and attack us. That suits Manchester United, which is why I personally believe we have a better chance of going through and going further into the Champions League. We should have put it this way. As much as people laugh at this, we got knocked out by Leipzig in the group stages. If we had gone through, I had no reason why we could not have reached that final if we avoided Bayern and City, because over 2 legs, I fancy us. And that's what I'm going to say now. Like we are definitely more a Champions League outfit right now than a Premier League winning outfit because we don't know how to break down teams and in-game management. Whereas when it comes to just saying, right, 2 legs.
So that doesn't come down to Oli, yeah?
Huh?
Does that not come down to Oli then? The breaking down the team.
In terms of the league, he is the manager. So you have to say, yeah, it is. Because as much as it is the players as well, obviously Oli is part of the coaching staff and he's the manager. He picks the side. So he picks the side for that fixture, whether it's Man City or Watford away, he picks the side. However, with Sancho and Varane, like I said, the jury's out. Will he prove that in...
Sorry,
wait. I've got a question for Ty.
Statman, since Ole's come, with United breaking down team, has it got better or worse?
Listen, it can't have gone worse, can it? We've got better players right now.
No, but has it got better or worse?
Of course it's gone better.
Okay.
So you're saying the reason we didn't break down Villarreal was because of Sancho?
Nah, but I'm just saying, have we got better or worse at like breaking teams down and bossing the game a bit better?
United having better players, of course we're going to get better.
What were you going to ask me, Bains, as well?
I've got a question for Ty, yeah? Why are you Oli in? Because I can't lie, you see all the reasons you're saying. They come down to the manager.
Yeah, everyone in the comments is like, Ty's definitely Oli out and now I've got my pack. Everyone's like, he's smoking the pack now, he's got the Champions League talk.
You know what, this is going to happen throughout the whole of the season, isn't it?
It is. Literally, this is why I'm so in the middle because, like I said to you when we done that 6th show, when Oli in or Oli out, I understand why people are Oli out. However, like I said to you, even with that excuse of defensive midfielder, I feel like the starting 11 that he's had to work with isn't great. And I feel like now with the Sancho and Varane additions, we've now got more of an 11. We're Manchester United, right? And when you're starting Dan James as one of your main wingers, I'm sorry, you're not going to win anything because that's just so unbalanced. We now have balance. And for me, when you combine Martial, Greenwood, Rashford's goals with now Cavani, Pogba and Bruno from that 18-19 or 19-20 post-COVID season, I think we've got a lot of goals there. And we've signed a centre-back that for me is going to give us much more assurance than Lindelof because Eric Bailly was class when he's fit. And we'll roll it back to last season. As much as we were top of the league in January, February last year, yes, it was January, February. Pogba was fit. Bailly was fit. They got injured. The stupid results against Sheffield United and so forth. So in my head, I was like, do you know what? We've shown that we can get into the position. Not win it, because of course we didn't, but we've shown that we can get into the position. Again, with the semi-finals, we've got the semi-finals and we've just fell short. And Manchester United want to not be falling short in semi-finals. We want to get to the finals. But I just feel right now, every manager that I've always had in, I always say I give him 2 transfer windows. Ollie's had them now, and he's got nearly a complete 11 bar 1 position. So for me, Statman, the ultimate answer is, the only excuse I have for Ollie right now is that we don't have a defensive midfielder. And if I was talking to any other man and asking someone else that question and said, well, your only excuse is because you don't have a defensive midfielder, then that's not a good enough excuse. So now he needs to deliver. Whereas I feel like we had a slight more excuses last season, but still showed progress. And obviously going unbeaten away, our home form was poor, but, we still got unbeaten away all season. As much as people want to say, oh, it's a shit record, it's not a record I want to be associated to with Manchester United. But the point is, we've still gone unbeaten away all season, and it's still so far going into the season. So I still feel like we've improved. Morally, how do I feel as a fan? We got David Moyes, shocking. Got Jose Mourinho, won a trophy. I was happy in the moment. Louis van Gaal won a trophy. I was happy in the moment. But over the whole season together, I hated it. I literally hated football. So for me, Ollie's got me a bit more happy about enjoying football again. So I think it's just a combination. But like I said, I'm so in the middle. It is make or break season. The only excuse I have for now is we don't have a Ruben Neves or Michael Carrick 2.0. That is it. And it's not enough excuses. So I could be Ollie outcome 5 months.
Let me say this as well. Yeah, all this City Ronaldo stuff, man, it ain't happening. Ronaldo ain't leaving to join City. He might leave, but he ain't going City.
No way.
Listen,
Is that what people are saying? Is that what people are saying in the comments?
People saying, look quick, man.
Raphael,
Listen,
I agree, bro. I agree with that.
Nah, man, don't disrespect my goat.
He don't love United. He loves Fergie. He don't love United, bro.
Please don't do this, man. Listen, Ronaldo's my guy. He ain't leaving.
He's my guy as well.
Put it this way, man. You know I'm going to say it. Ronaldo, I would not even take him back at United. So let's just forget it. If he goes City, I don't care because I wouldn't take him back at United. I'm like Rants on this one. Sorry. You wouldn't. What? You take him, Biz?
What? Ronaldo,
will you take him back?
Nah, but I wouldn't want to see him go to Man City. But
I would want to see him go City, but I wouldn't take him back. Done. He's done. Like at the.
I don't think he's done at the top, up the highest level, man. He still bags enough goals, man.
Listen, we saw what happened in the Euros, top scorer. Listen, don't disrespect.
Even on Sunday, bro. I know his goal got ruled out offside, bro. But when it's moments, bro, innit? He's there. Bro.
Yeah, he scores goals, but man, we'd have to. Like Rand said, man, it's so true. You just have to change your whole approach. Where's he playing for us?
I get it. There's no point getting him.
Listen. Let's not disrespect Ronaldo like this because you see this. Because you see Jota in the Euros, he ruined my guy's legacy. Ronaldo was doing absolute bits, and Jota was missing sitters.
Yeah, Jota was one of the worst players.
Exactly.
Now Ronaldo's sick, but not for us. Not for us.
Listen, this is what. Listen, as I said, I've got time for every single person disrespecting Cristiano Ronaldo. He's not finished. You don't become top scorer of Juventus last year in the Serie A. Yeah, top scorer of Serie A if he's finished. Respect him. Top scorer in the Euros as well.
The Prem, Ronaldo's finished. Still. Hey, it's mad.
Listen, Reggie Foods here. Big up for the super chat, yeah. But GA is killing the youth. He's stiff. He's not. Listen, he's not the same Ronaldo, yeah. But listen, respect my guy. He's not finished. That's what I keep saying.
The maddest thing is, these men have never seen anyone in that age category do what he's doing before. So that's why.
No. Forget age for a second, yeah. Imagine a 24-year-old player, yeah, becoming top scorer in a top 5 league. You will give him credit. Ronaldo's done that. Give the guy credit. He's not finished.
I think if you come back to the Prem, it'd be interesting. I don't say he's finished, but I see the demise.
I think he'll still do numbers in the Prem though, because like man like Zlatan, when he came, he was what 34, 35.
Someone said it here, yeah.
When he came to United, so like, and he done it. So
this is what Pirlo tax last year for Ronaldo and Juventus. Pirlo's shocking. Yeah, he is. Listen, Pirlo and Oli got a competition of who's worse, you know. No lie, but at least Pirlo won a trophy. Listen, Oli, bring me a Carabao Cup right now.
Juve got Champions. Did Juve get Champions League on the final day?
Yeah, they got they won the Coppa Italia as well.
Okay. Because obviously we've got the draw. Obviously the draw's Thursday. We'll preview that tomorrow anyway, which will be sick. Honestly, we're going far in the Champions League. You man are going to be short. We're going far. I'm going to come back to this episode. We're going far.
That's getting
honestly good. Under the lights when Varane and Sancho in over 2 legs. I fancy us away from home as much as I fancy us at home. I really do. Bring on whoever's in that pot. Lille, Sporting Lisbon. I'm trying to think whoever. Inter Milan. Bring them on, man. Bayern Munich. I don't even care about Bayern Munich. They're going for a rebuild as well. And Upamecano looks like he's I don't know, he's on skates at the moment. So I don't bring them on. Bring them on.
See, this comment I'm fine if it's not the same Cristiano Ronaldo that you enjoy, innit? That you grew up watching.
Yeah, that's a good comment. That's a fair comment.
I don't mind this, innit? But saying the guy's finished, that I take offense to, innit?
Yeah.
I think that's a good his game, innit, over the years, bro.
Yeah, and you can't blame him.
Yeah, exactly, bro. And he's still at the highest level at his age, bro. These men are retired. Bro, look at Rooney.
He's retired.
He's finished.
He just doesn't bring to me what I'd want in Man United because I want that flair. I want to be able to take on players that he doesn't do that anymore. He sort of developed himself into a sort of centre forward, isn't it?
If Cavani wasn't there, I'll be all over Ronaldo coming back.
Nah, man. So Martial, so Cavani. Listen, if I have a chance of bringing Ronaldo back, he's coming. Don't care. Statman.
Would you have Martial or Ronaldo?
Martial, listen. Martial's another one.
Yeah. Ronaldo, man.
Okay.
You see Martial as well. That's another one. Yeah, he better perform because I'm actually getting impatient with him, kind of thing, innit?
I am as well a little bit. I can't even deny, bro.
I'll allow him for this game week because obviously he's still coming back from injury. Yeah, but after the international break, close eyes on him. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah. If the pillow, if it goes like this pillow has been in streams for many years now, might have to be removed.
Again, though, like I do feel like a lot of us did go a bit too ham on him on Sunday because
it's mad, man.
That was his first
exactly. That's what I'm saying. I will allow him for now, innit? But
do you think
Martial this year?
The difference is that I believe that Oli really wants him to come good. I really think that Oli believes in him and will give him chances. But like, what do you think? Do you know that was the first game I thought when he got dragged at 53 minutes? I get that he hasn't played for 5 months, but I actually thought, what did Oli think for the first time? Did Oli actually think, do you know what? You're not that guy, or do you think Oli's thinking in his head, I know you've been injured? Like, what did you actually think Oli thought? The injury side of it, or do you think Oli
injury? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a player, isn't it? He's a former player, so surely you know that kind of side of a player that he might struggle the first couple games back.
Yeah. I hope so
he's
because
trying to get as much starts now because I think once Cavani's back, he might not.
There you go.
I'll be honest.
And he needs to grow back his hair, bruv, man.
I want to see
bald thing, bruv, man. I don't like it, man. That's not.
I want to see.
Last time he had the skin.
Mason Greenwood play a lot more up front now.
Yeah, Mason's.
Is he your number 9 right now, Bains?
No, right now, if everyone's fully fit and match fit, it'll probably still be Cavani, innit? But I want to see Mason take that role. But at the same time, as I always say, Mason still needs to work on his hold-up player, innit?
Yeah, because Mason's playing Van Dijk, I think he gets absolutely bullied. He's not ready. There's certain games he can play Mason there, but that's why the number 9. This is why I'm annoyed with Martial because the number 9's there to be taken, but he didn't grasp that chance. Like Oli said, I wanted to get Anto going. He couldn't quite get going. If he had scored that header in the first minute, that might have been the little lift he needed. But I see Greenwood starting that number 9 role on Sunday against Wolves, and that's going to be an interesting test because obviously Cody, Saiss, and Kilman in the back three. Yeah, like that's going to be an interesting one. Like, I'm excited. I like this show because every week it's just going. There's fair play to Oli. He gives us shit to talk about because there's always something going on with our club.
I'll be honest, I want to talk about trophies, man. I can't be asked to talk about Ollie for the entire
I
season.
know.
Yeah.
No,
Listen,
I want
Ole Gunnar
trophies.
Solskjaer, if you're watching, just win the league, man.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
beg you,
or win
fam.
the Champions
I
League. Bring it
beg
home,
you,
man.
please.
Oh,
But
boy.
but anyway, 1
Yeah,
hour
man.
20 minutes. What a show it's been. The Ollie debates, the
Hey,
Martial,
Biz,
the
I need to
Ronaldo
watch
talks.
the comments. Hey, the comments between you two when you two were going at it. I was just reading them like a story, and I was
Oh
like,
my
"This is sick."
god.
Oh my god.
Now, but big up
That man had me on the
Ty.
ropes, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. That man had me on the ropes,
Listen,
man.
that's
Yeah,
most
that was
debates, innit?
sick.
Fury Wilder, bro.
Good
for real.
questions, boy.
Listen, big up Biz, big up Ty for coming on. I'm gonna be on their channel tomorrow. Never a foul. The link is in the title. So make sure you go subscribe to them, turn the notification bell on. And I will be back on my channel on Friday, I think it is. So big up everyone for watching.